Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. Today, we're doing some mundane Jeep stuff. Things that, a lot of people probably don't put out there in videos, but hey, it's part of having a Jeep. Now, the first part that you saw, that was the disinfectant or antifungal, not fungal, bacterial, the stuff you put on your hands. It was big during the sickness, right? Well, I've got a bunch of it left over because, of course, as most people probably did, went nuts, bought a ton, so I'm still using it. I don't want it to just go to waste. So that little canister that you saw, that's what I use just to spritz it on my hands when I go somewhere like the grocery store, maybe Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, where I just want to slop it on my hands. Hey, I've got it, why not use it? Next up, I went to get an inspection, a vehicle inspection today. And because we have to do that here in Texas before we can get our registration. And while I was there, I decided to have the oil changed in the Jeep Wrangler. And when you do an oil change at this particular place, they throw in the vehicle inspection for free. So that saved me $7.50. However, I got a little bit of sticker shock. I haven't had an oil change done at one of the quickie type places in a while. It cost me 60 some bucks. With a $20 discount code. So 60 some bucks to have the oil changed. They did put air in the tires, checked all the fluids, all that stuff. I didn't even need a filter though, an air filter, because I run an aftermarket on the Jeep here, so we didn't even have to do that. Nonetheless, seems like a lot of money to me. Leave a comment. What are you paying to do it yourself these days? I'd be curious to know. One thing that I discovered though, when they put air in the tires, I told them I wanted 1 pound added per tire. I know, kind of picky, right? But I was down 1 pound per tire. So when I got home, the left side, the driver's side, was fine, right where I wanted it. The driver, or passenger side rather, was over about 11 pounds. I don't know if the guy just couldn't read the gauge, if he just screwed up, I don't know. So when I got home, I let out a bunch of air. Now we're going to check it and see where it is. Ideally, I want it to be right about at 36 PSI. So let's check and see after it's cooled down a little bit. And we're at about 36, 38. So we're going to let a little bit out of there. I'll probably keep it somewhere around 37. The one thing about having these big tires is they do seem to lose air frequently, depending on what's going on with the weather. If a cold front goes through and the temperature has a drastic change or even a big pressure change, you seem to lose pressure in your tires. So that one's a hair over 37. Let's check the back one. Let's see where we're at on here. I'm guessing it's going to be about the same as the front. That one's about 36, 7, 8, 9. So let's get rid of a couple of pounds. Not there yet. And just a little bit more. There, that looks pretty close to what the front was to me. So that takes care of that. We've got the pressure where we want it. I will say, these big tires, man, it seems like you're letting a lot of air out when you're doing something like this, but there's so much volume of air inside the tires that it takes a bit to get them where you want them. Filling them up is a pain. I mean, I'll hook my tank up, which is one of these standard tanks, I think. This is a 150 pound or 150 PSI tank. And filling up those tires, if they're low, it can take you, I don't know, maybe a minute or 2, 3 per tire because there's just so much volume, so much space inside those big tires. I know, first world problems, right? Next up, I'll show you what is dreaded for me to do. I hate doing this, and that's putting on the sticker. We have a registration sticker, or it's actually a combo, I think. It's a registration / inspection, because you have to have an inspection to get this. As you can see, this one expires on 8/23, so I'm a little bit ahead, no big deal. They just stick on there with a double-sided tape kind of thing. So we're gonna grab a razor blade. Let's see if I can find one here. This is how I do it anyway. And then we'll set you guys down. We'll pull that one off. We'll get the other one on. There you go. And you just razor it, the edge, like so. And pull it off. Not the most complicated thing to do, I know, but if you live in a state where you've never had to do this, well, now you know how it's done. Let me grab the new one and we'll put that one on. Okay, we've got the new one here, double-sided tape on the one side. Gonna go ahead and put this on, and my wife has requested that I put it a little bit lower on the windshield. Now, my hand will only fit in there so far, and I want it to be straight, right? So, let's see. You can't really, I don't think you're supposed to put it below the writing on the windshield. So I'm going to try. First of all, I'm going to try to get it straight. Like I said, there's no good way to do this. This is just one of those annoying little things that you have to do as a vehicle owner here in Texas. That's how it's going to be right there. And then I'll just use some sort of a cloth to kind of smooth it out on there. And there you have it. Such a drag. And I know it's a simple little thing, right? First world problems, of course. But you can see it's on there, so we're all set for another year. The good thing is, down here in Texas, they just passed some kind of resolution or something, whatever they do, to get rid of those. So beginning in January 2025, if you live in Texas, we don't have to do the safety inspections anymore. It's going away, at least where I live. There may be some counties that are still going to require it, but not down here where I live. It's going to be gone. So that means every year you just have to go ahead and get the new sticker, which, by the way, you're still going to pay for that inspection fee. The state's not going to lose the money. That's still going to cost you $7.50 additional, whether you get the safety inspection or not. And what that means to me is I can have darker tinted windows. I ran into a problem with the Gladiator. Last time I had it inspected, they flagged me for the windows being too dark, and I had to remove the tint, and that sucked. Anyway, just wanted to show you, this is just kind of day-to-day ownership of the Jeep, or really any vehicle, I guess. The things you kind of have to take care of. Leave a comment. Let me know. Have to have those safety inspections where you're at? I'd be curious. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.